it's still in the COVID days, except that I think government has opened up a lot more things. But for that, things are not changing much. Just yesterday, there was a news report about wherein I saw the president of FKCCI talking about little over 50,000 shops and establishments, small and medium-sized companies, shops, trading and uh, distribution, those kind of businesses, and have shut shop and permanently. And apart from that, there were multiple reports of various F&B joints, of which over 70% have shut permanently. That is, they didn't come back to open after the government permitted businesses to open or even dine in. Most of them have shut shop permanently. So things are rather, it's too early to say the fallout of COVID because we are still in the midst of COVID, but the effects have already begun to show economically. Businesses are shutting shop, and we, as our Indian economy is far more exposed, we can't really compare it to China, but usually many would like to compare it to China, but like China, we are far more exposed. So we are clearly in the midst of, that was the poster Vijay had shared, which had volcanic eruption in the midst of eruption. So the whole context is that we are still in the midst of this eruption of COVID, and it looks like some of my friends actually disagree on this point of mine, that perhaps coming year will be the ash settling down, right? And so the whole economy may take much longer time to recover, perhaps end of next year, or safest would be 2022. So given that, how do we sustain, how do we survive, how do we keep our heads out of the water? Those remain a challenge. Perhaps this is where, before we again bring in, I would like to just take one word from Saroj and one from Anand, and then we... Saroj? Anand?
Go ahead, sir.
Saroj, you're on mute.
Hello?
Can you hear me now? Is it okay?
Yes.
I can hear you. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So I have been going through a lot of sessions, but what are in all the sessions what you hear and analysis of it and my take into it, I think the whole system looks like confused about it, because people not able to visualize exactly the outcome of all the COVID situation, and probably initially they thought a month factor, 2 month things will be all right. So today, absolutely, the investors, the startup community, the bankers, the consumers, the customers, looks like everybody is confused a lot. Everybody is confused a lot. The impact is not known. What was originally thought would be the economic impact, the job loss, and the financial losses now appears to be significantly higher and different. But even if you see, the media houses would be covering something else, whereas the whole already Q1 GDP is 20% down, and 20% down, and the future collections and the factor on the inflation would be significantly deteriorating because of the pricing and demand supply gap and all other things. But this is not coming out to be very, very clear, and the implications are not felt. And it's a lot of confusion. I think the dust needs to settle down. In order to dust settle down, the fear has to go out. And once the fear goes out, especially the impact of the health-related, COVID-related, health-related fear goes out, then the impact will be really felt. Once the people feel the impact, they know where they are, how deep they are inside, then the action plan will roll out. And how do I survive? How long I can survive? And what actions I need to take to survive? So this situation still we haven't reached, looks like, because the leaders like USA is still confused with elections. They don't know what is the time to come out, what is to assess the loss. So it's all ad hoc basis they are running, and other countries also, they are really very in a confused stage. In India situation also no different. now is coming to the community on the startup and especially financing and also going forward, because in Bangalore per se is concerned, we know that the real estate price have actually crumbled. Even the commercial real estates, lot of companies they have vacated and they are trying to talk about breaking the lease wherever it is possible. And already I have heard a report 7 million square feet of office spaces are already been made vacated. And while having said that, and the hospitality industry, especially the restaurants, dine-in, and others are, they say almost 50% is closed down or something, or they will not survive for another year. And the another biggest casualty is the schools. And I've read also reports, and I've also attended few sessions. A lot of people even getting out of the school. School is to a very lucrative business, especially the private schools and all. People getting out of the private schools to the government schools because they are not able to fund it. They're not able to fund it. So people are actually, even entrepreneurs, employees, and all are busy with their own housekeeping. That how do I manage my month-to-month cost, month-to-month income, and how do I run my family at this cost of point of time? Probably it'll so in that point of time it is easy to settle down by you thinking about other things like what is happening in Bollywood, what is happening in China. So that makes me more settled because I myself is confused what to do, what not to do. And that is the kind of precarious situation actually we're going through. And once the things settle down a bit in next 2 to 3 months, the actual impact will be felt. And especially in the startup sector, so a lot of housekeeping is going on. People are just watching, and few investments what I have made also the similar situation. I mean, few of the companies where I interact on a regular basis, everybody says that we're waiting for another 3 months. By November, by December, by January, we'll see. So it is only thing I would say that probably we are another quarter's time before we take hard actions on ourselves to just come out of this trouble.
Anand? Mute. You're on mute, Anand.
I would echo all that Saroj said, but I would also say this is a good time for startups and entrepreneurs to actually look at their business model and see how they can hunker down, if you will, right? If you have watched the movie The Godfather, they say, get down to the mattresses, right? So you hide and then you figure out what you need to do and how you need to do it. And I would say this, that while large parts of it are bleak, I still think there's opportunity in terms of contactless, in terms of virtual, and especially anything around the COVID impact space. Action happening almost on a weekly basis. So that's what I would say. I would say, let's hunker down, and let's relook at our business models and see if there's a small tweak or pivot in your business model which you can do to kind of take advantage of the current situation, knowing that it's a very dire situation. I think that's what I would say. Thanks, Nanju.
Wonderful. So anybody wants to add to something or challenge any of the statements? Should we get on with the pitch?
No challenges.
I think
All
we
right.
can go on with the pitches, because what Saroj has voiced and what Anand is saying, I think all of us being in the journey of entrepreneurs, whether we are enablers or an entrepreneur ourselves, we all can relate to this. It's pretty relatable. So let's just move on with the pitches and see what our startups have to say and what they want out of these sessions.
All right.
Let's go to Nanju. Yeah.
Yep. So